Hello friends, welcome back to my channel. I want to begin by filling this watercolor palette for my best friend. Her birthday is tomorrow and I want to make her a watercolor palette. You want to begin by scratching the surface with a little scrubby. I do it in a little shape. I go over it, I wipe it with a paper towel. And there you go. I already did it. I thought I was filming, but I think I messed that up. So it is what it is. Making sure I'm recording. Okay. So I'll read off the colors as I do it, and that'll be the colors that I use in my palette. She wants the same colors, so a better bang for the buck is I like using these Winsor & Newton Cotman. This is a 21 milliliter tube, and I can get them at my local art store that's about a half hour from my house for like $10. So not a bad deal for a big thing of paint. And when you're first beginning and you want to practice, it's a good budget way to do it and to save money. So we're going to begin by filling it. I start with yellow. A lot of people, do it a little different, but we're going to begin with lemon yellow hue. These are Cotman, so they're all hues. And then what I do is I take it from one end to the other. And then I'm going to put it over here. Then I like to take a toothpick and just kind of spread it out. But she wanted a palette so she can follow along. And it's a good idea to save money. What you could do is if you have a friend or a best friend that you guys both could go ahead and buy some tubes, split the cost, and then just share the tubes. And just get a little plastic palette like this, and there you go. So now I'm going to take some cadmium yellow hue. I'm trying not to smear the Sharpie. But she wanted to, follow along in the tutorials, and so this way she can use the colors I'm using. And I have enough that I can make her a set. So I definitely have no problem with sharing. And then we're going to use some raw sienna. Yellow ochre. Not using yellow ochre for her, but raw sienna. Raw sienna gives you just a hair cleaner of a mix versus the ochre. Anymore, I prefer the raw sienna, but sometimes I like them both because yellow ochre is a little bit more opaque, where the raw sienna is a little bit more translucent. And for those who don't know, opaque is like where it will cover like a black line. Translucent is, you can kind of see through it. So there we go. Mix that up. Now we're going to go on to cadmium orange. But it's important, I'm finding, to actually take a toothpick and just stir it, because if not, it seems like it separates. And I like going from one end to the other. Get her some cad orange, cadmium. A lot of times I'll say cadmium red. This is a good time of year for that. If you still have leaves here in Ohio where I live, the leaves are pretty much gone in my area. There's some left on the trees, but barely any. I keep on grabbing new toothpicks and I need to quit that. I need to reuse what I have up here at the other end though. but you kind of want to leave them separate. Rose Madder Hue, I'm not giving her that color. Cadmium Red Deep, not using that color. Here we go. The Alizarin Crimson. I'm giving her more of a traditional palette like what I have. Like I said, she wanted to have the same colors as me so she can follow along in tutorials. And here we go. I'll reuse what I have. And this is how you get watercolors all over your hands. If you're not trying to do that, it would be a good idea probably to put a pair of latex gloves on. Now it's permanent rose. And then once this is all done, what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to let this dry completely before you go and use it. For me, I'm finding it normally takes just a few days. It don't take too long. So, Windsor Purple, Purple Lake, Mauve. On the packages, look how close Purple Lake and Mauve are. So, I want to see it one day. I'll do a swatch of it. But here's the Dioxo Purple, which I'm going to need more of. I'll have to pick up from the local art store. I love getting them in the 10 milliliter tubes because this way it lasts longer and I think you get more for your buck. So I'm definitely going to have to order some more dioxide purple because I like mixing it with green to get it, you know, a pretty dark green. And sometimes purple can be hard to mix. Okay, and then we're going to go with Ultramarine. See, it don't take very long at all to do this. And then the Phthalo Blue, which is excellent mixing blue. Gave her a little bit too much, but that's okay. She'll have plenty to mix it with. And winter's coming, so now's the time to start stocking up. Not to mention, we're going to be going into a recession. A lot of people ain't going to have money to be going out and spending. I know I won't. Look how messy it is. Okay, let's flip it around. We're going to go ahead and start then with the cerulean, which is here. By the way, I have to show you. I got this new blue. It's called Iridescent Blue. Yay. It looks so pretty. So we're going to go with some cerulean. Give her a good bit of that because that is a great sky color. And I find myself, when I first started, I used a lot of cerulean. Plus, it makes some really pretty greens when you mix it with the lemon yellow. So I gave her a good bit of the cerulean. I want that to go. So now it'll be the Phthalo Green. Hooker's Green. Here. I know I got a lot of colors. But I use them a lot. The Phthalo Green is a really nice mixing green. But I would not use it straight up. It's a little too bright, I think, just to use straight Phthalo. Okay, and then some sap green. I think the Cotman has a really pretty sap green. Okay, and then we're going to go with some burnt sienna. I love me some burnt sienna. Well, I guess it ain't going to be burnt sienna. I guess we're going with burnt umber. I am out of burnt sienna, which is fine. You can totally use. Oh, nope, here we go. Oh, you could, but regardless, you can either use burnt umber or burnt sienna. Burnt sienna is a little warmer, but I'll have to begin in another tube. I use a lot more burnt sienna than I do burnt umber. I want to make sure she has plenty of that. There'll be another one. I'll have to get another tube of between the burnt sienna and the dioxide purple, or aka Windsor purple. There we go. I keep on forgetting not to grab. As a matter of fact, I'm going to go ahead and put these up. I should be able to finish it with what I have. There we go. Put those up. That is done. Go with some light red. Wonderful mixing color. And then we'll go with some Indian red. Nice color for buildings and stuff. Stones. I'm here in a week or so, couple weeks. I want to try to get some of the watercolor sticks from Danielle Smith. I think it would be a good way to save money because it's hard to get every little bit of paint out of the tubes with the sticks. And I think with the sticks also, it will be, you kind of get a bigger bang for your buck. They're only $10. We're going to go ahead with some raw umber. There we go. And I think they'll be way less messy. So I want to test it out. I'm going to place me an order, I think, from Blick here soon. And I have some little extra money coming in because next month is I'm going for several months without buying any. We're going to see how we can budget, use what we have. I'm pretty stocked on watercolor paper. Pretty good on coloring books. Didn't use the cobalt. Didn't use that. Don't need that. Oh, I do not need a dioxide purple. Here we go. We had a spare. So now, the rest of our colors. I have a lot of the Cotman. Let's do the burnt umber. Here we go. this palette I think she's really gonna enjoy. She has her she got herself some of those Princeton snap brushes, which is a very excellent beginner watercolor brush. Emma LaFave, if you guys are not familiar with her, she's a wonderful watercolorist and she's on YouTube. You can always check her out. She does a lot of florals. But we got some Payne's Gray. I didn't do indigo because I think Payne's Gray is so close to indigo. You really do not need both, I feel. So I went ahead and did the Payne's Gray so she can have a neutral gray. A little bit of one anyway. And last but least is Ivory Black. Now I have this in a room separate from any animals, and I'm gonna be able to leave it flat and with it open. I wouldn't recommend closing it because the paint will go all over. Would not be good. So I like to have this in an area where it's completely away from my animals. I have my dog and 2 birds, and then I watch my brother's dog for about 10 hours out of the day. So there we go. But as you can see, we just need to let it dry, and she has a wonderful watercolor palette. It'll be ready to go with plenty of mixing area, and she'll be able to follow along. But that is how you do it. Thank you, and you have a great day. Bye.